scorpions in a closed space like this is just like death. And I'm not sure about FH building halberdiers. Halberdiers are going to get cut to bits by these heavy scorpion, and I'm going to come back to this in a minute because that's not looking good for him. His villagers are getting picked off by the onagers and everything. Really not good for him there. Doubt showing his true colours, and Dream starting to wreck Doal here as well, and these guys not looking in a great position. Not seeing much from Jordan yet, actually. We've not seen much from Jordan at all. He's only just reached the Imperial Age, and he's finally starting to build some military production. Archery ranges coming up from him, and of course Siege as well. He's getting a capture ram there, and he's playing as Mongols, so again, fairly good siege. You can get siege onagers, he can get siege rams, and he can try and batter through Tim, but Tim is prepared. Tim's like, no, you're not getting through here. I'm going to build 1,000,000 barracks and mass halberdiers. Yeah, screw you. Mass halberdiers and a lot of capture rams from Tim as well. Pretty interesting stuff. Tim's economy is fairly decent, his score is fairly decent, and I'm looking forward to seeing these guys battle it out right here. Who knows where they could go. I'm pretty sure Doal isn't going to be attacking Jordan anytime soon because he's focused on Fiege right here. These two guys, really unfortunate, getting stuck between a rock and a hard place. Dreams from one side, Doubt from the other, and Dreams is right into Doal's base. I don't think Doal managed to build any military units there whatsoever. Perhaps he wasn't expecting an attack so soon, but he's getting absolutely wrecked here, and Dreams is just like relentlessly pushing through his base and dealing a ton of damage. Let me just check the options real quick because the sound seems a little bit high. That might just be me. I'm going to take that just a tad right there. Okay. So yeah, Dreams is like absolutely wrecking Doal right here. The problem is for Fiege, if Doal goes out, he's going to be between Doubt and Dreams, and that is not good because Fiege is not looking so strong in this position. He's building halberdiers and he's building bombard cannons. I'm not sure why. Doal's fleeing to his base. I don't know exactly what he's trying to do there, but Scorpions in this situation, as I said before, just so effective at attacking in such a small location. Fairly good counter with the bombard cannons though. They're going to be able to take out a lot of these Scorpions, but you know, Doubt's got a great economy. Look at the center. He's got a lot of villagers gathering gold. He's moving out into the center even more. In fact, look at all of these gold miners. If we look at his economy right here, he's got... Oh, that's Doal. I want Doubt. Let's have a look. How many miners has he got? 58 miners. He's got 58 villagers right here. That's like a quarter of your population max. Just gathering stone and gold, and he's going to be set up for the long run if he does this and gets in there really nicely. Doal, unfortunately, going to go out here by the looks of things, unless he can redeem himself with his economy up here, which doesn't look like clear, so there's another castle going up there from Dreams, and his main eco has been totally wrecked. Doal's in a pretty tough spot. These guys, oh, here we go. So we've got Tim with the siege rams. He's Persians, of course. Trying to break through Jordan here. Jordan's building hussars and elite skirmishers. Not sure why he's not massing castles and going for Mangudai, but fair enough. He is going to be facing a big attack from Tim right here, if Tim can get through. Tim, of course, going with mass halberdier. Of course, this is going to be very trashy as Tim doesn't have much gold, so to speak of. And oh, that's interesting. Tim's made a town centre up here, and he is just carrying on collecting gold from wherever he can. Let's see if anyone puts an end to that attack. What's going on between the Viper and Chris? Chris looks to me like he might still be in the Castle Age. He is as well. This is really not good for him. He's got a ton of wood and he's got a ton of food, so he can produce a lot of trash, but he's not going to be able to produce good trash. He's up against Eagle Warriors and Elite Plumed Archers, so Chris really looking in a bad spot right here against the Viper. The Viper, of course, going to be trying to do whatever he can to end Chris right here as well, and Chris needs to get some kind of army. He needs to get some more gold. I mean, the biggest issue for Chris right here is gold. He's got so much wood being collected, and he's got a lot of food, but no gold in sight. So Chris is either going to have to make good use of the market, or he's going to have to try and get some gold from somewhere, perhaps here, but that's going to be like nearly impossible as the Viper is already there. So pretty interesting to see what's going to happen here. Looks like the Viper has got a massive upper hand, and we'll see where it goes. We'll see where it goes. But over at Doal's base, the Dreams is already pushing through with the siege rams and everything, and Doal is feeling the feeling the force of a fully, almost post-Imperial army at this stage from Dreams. Dreams taking a huge score lead here. Pretty interesting. Doubt, not really with a huge engagement, but he said, you know what, I'm not going to go through your walls, I'm going to do it my own way. Screw your walls, I'm going to cut through your forest with siege onagers, and then I'm going to absolutely wreck your halberdiers with my heavy scorpions. Fiege not in a good spot right here. The trebuchets taking out his town centre, and the bombard cannons going to be taken out probably pretty soon as well as all these siege onagers. There's a hell of a lot of them, and Doubt is looking extremely strong. A Celtic player with a ton of gold. Not good. So strong. So strong. Fiege left wide open there, and obviously these two aren't going to be attacking each other. I mean, why would Doal and Fiege start attacking each other now? It's not going to happen. Why would they? They've got Dreams is attacking Doal, and Fiege has got Doubt to his right. So I think they're probably more concerned about the huge army that is at their doorstep rather than attacking each other. So that explains that very well. And yes, teams are locked. It is 100% free for all, and that is the way it's going to have to stay, because there's no diplomacy in this. So as you can see, let me just sort myself out. There we go. Yeah, Celts with a lot of gold, not good. So what's going on down here? And oh, here we go. Interesting. Lots of hussars from Jordan. Does he anticipate that Tim is going to go mass halberdier? Probably not. They're fully upgraded, plus 4 attack, plus 4 armor, and I think these hussars are going to get totally owned right here. This is going to be a very big battle, and a very interesting one at that. Jordan retreating as fast as he can. Oh, maybe not. Maybe he's just going to walk his hussars straight into a wall of halberdiers. Who knows? Why not? I think Tim is going to win this fight. Even with these skirmishers behind, I think he's going to go, you know, say, yeah, you're not going to get anything out of me, because someone just resigned. Who was that? Fiege resigned. Yeah, Fiege resigning there first against this massive army of siege from Doubt. Obviously he knows he can't do much to combat that. His economy is extremely weak at this stage, and he's got this pressing through on his doorstep. So Fiege the first to go, unfortunately, and GG for him. And we've got Tim down here just massing halberdiers. He's like, yep, I'm going to go for 100 barracks and 100 stables, and I'm going to spam the hell out of you with trash, because why not? So he is massing up this trash here, and I think he's going to hold Jordan off for the time being. Let's look at his resources. 3,000 wood, 2,300 gold, a little bit of food, and Jordan is in a similar situation. So these guys are fairly even. Doal now resigning as well. Obviously, Fiege has just resigned, and Doal would have this force of Doubt to deal with, as well as the force from Dreams. So Doal and Fiege already out, and we've only got 6 players left. Who is in the lead right now? Well, Doubt is in the lead. He's got this massive base on the center, not very well protected, only protected by 1 castle. Dreams could go and attack him right now if he wanted to. I think that's going to happen though, as they are both in the same team, and well, both on the same team but not in this game. Oh god, it's not good, is it? But yeah, Doubt with a huge army of siege, and I mean, who blames him? If you're Celts, why would you not build heavy scorpions and siege onagers everywhere? It's just like the best thing to do. And Tim making some good progress. He's broken through Jordan's walls. He's streaming hussars and halberdiers into Jordan's base. Jordan's army composition is hussar and hussar and skirmisher. So I think Tim has got the best counters to that at this stage, the best counter you could possibly have at this stage anyway. And Tim is saving his gold. He's in it for the long run. He knows he's not in the center, so he's going to try and save his gold as much as he possibly can. What's happening up here though? Tim has been forced off this gold, but he's already mined it, so I suppose he's okay. And the Viper is absolutely beasting it up as well down here with his siege rams and his elite plumed archers against Chris, who I believe is still in the castle age. Chris really delayed to get to Imperial. It doesn't look like he's even going to make it to Imperial now, because he's backed into a corner. And although he has a lot of farms, a lot of wood, he has no gold. And that is the biggest problem, because if we look at the market rates, can we look at the market rates? We should be able to, because Doubt, I know he's got a market. There we go. If you actually look, the selling price for food and wood, 14 already now. So the market is pretty much ineffective for these guys unless they want to be selling off a lot of resources for very little gold. So it looks highly unlikely that Chris might make it into the Imperial Age, as he has got the Viper knocking at his door, and the Viper is massing these elite plumed archers and the Rams. Not good at all. And now this is not good for... Oh, that's interesting. This is not good for Tim, because obviously he's got Jordan down here, but then he's going to have the Viper right here as well. So Tim is going to be sandwiched by the looks of things. And interestingly enough, Chris building a market in Tim's base. These guys are obviously going to try and stick it out together for the time being, and perhaps Chris is going to rebuild down here in Tim's base. So these guys forming maybe a temporary alliance. They obviously they're enemies, but in this game they're going to try and work together to deal with the Viper up here in the north of the map. Still, these guys working together by the looks of things. The Viper and yeah, the Viper and Dreams even, teaming together up to the north here, and sharing a border. So let's see, Chris, he might still be okay. He's managing to hold Viper off for the time being. He's rebuilding down here in Tim's base. 3 town centers going up for him. As I say, he's got a ton of wood right there, but he's got so little food. He really needs to get some more food up if he can. Viper now through though, and what's this? Tim's got paladins, and Tim is helping his teammate out with some paladins here to attack these plumed archers, and of course we've got stables up to the north as well, producing some more paladins. Perhaps these paladins will be able to deal some damage to the plumed archers, but wow, these are like fully upgraded now. +4 attack, +4 defense, +3 range, fully upgraded plumed archers, so cheap yet so effective. They are a great unit to have. Dream's just clearing out this area from Doal. Obviously Dogal's resigned, so he's going to clear out his base and perhaps expand to this area with some military production buildings. But if we look, Dreams has got some really good map coverage. He's, massing the units in the centre. He's gathering a lot of gold. And yeah, he's doing a pretty good job. Surprisingly, little units in the centre actually. I thought he'd have more villagers collecting gold, killing off some of Tim's villagers which are trying to get to the middle. Tim realising now it's probably too late to try and go to the middle because there's an army there. Not so good for him. And Chris surprisingly close to Jordan's hussar there, but gathering at least some gold from the centre of the map. So Chris now building up in Tim's base, going to try and stay in this for as long as he possibly can, and try and keep the Viper out of his base for as long as possible as well. Tim building some stables at the back of Chris's temporary or new base, I should say, and he might be able to do some harassment to the Viper from here, which is going to be great. What's going on down here? It looks like the Mangudai have won it for Jordan. Jordan obviously massing trash, taking out Tim's massive army of trash, and then massing the Mangudais, and the Mangudais so good. Probably well, in my opinion, one of the best units in the game. A real great unit to have, and Tim is going to be really, really hard pressed in this situation, as these Mangudais are going to cause a lot of trouble for him, I think, especially due to the fact that now Viper is into Tim's base. This is not good, and Tim is going to be reacting to this with a massive army of paladins. I suppose that's the best counter you could have to elite plumed archers, other than Onager or a siege Onager or something like that. These paladins going to force Viper out of his base, and Viper, perfect micromanagement, just drawing back, getting himself into a really tight space, and Tim actually going to lose a lot of paladins here, a lot of units here, if he's not careful. So Tim going to have to retreat from that location for the time being. What else is going on elsewhere in the map? Well, Jordan's economy is looking pretty strong at the moment. He's got a lot of farms out. He's obviously going to have a lot